So today we're going to talk about sub-gauge shotguns, specifically some of the sub-gauge shotguns we have coming up in our December premiere auction. Now, when I'm talking about sub-gauges, it is kind of a fluid definition, but we're going to talk about 28 and 410s. Traditionally, most of the manufacturers did not make a lot of 28 gauge and 410s, particularly when we start talking about curio and relic type items. Just people were looking for guns that they were going to go use in the field. So really 12 gauge, 20 gauge, sometimes 16 gauges were what you were going to see predominantly. But every once in a while, somebody would order a 28 gauge, a 410, or a manufacturer would make a small run of them. And so they're really hard to find. You just don't see nearly as many of them as you do with the 12 gauges and the 20 gauges. And again, with kind of the craze around sub gauges, there's this high demand for them, but much less on the supply side when we're talking about older shotguns. But fortunately, this December premiere auction has probably the best lineup of sub-gauge shotguns that I think we've probably ever offered here at Rock Island Auction. So today we're going to talk about just a few of them that we have coming up in this auction, and I've kind of curated a sampling all across the board. We've got English best quality over-unders, side-by-side shotguns. We've got Italian best quality shotguns. I've got American doubles, classic American doubles in here and sub-gauges. We've got pump guns. We've got autoloaders. I've got stuff from Belgium, Germany, all over the place. It really is an opportunity for somebody that's looking for a sub-gauge, whether it's something that they want to go out in the field and use and not spend too much money on, or the absolute best quality in the world. We've got it in this December premiere auction. So we're going to start off with, right up front here, I've got a Belgian Browning Superposed. Everybody loves the Browning Superposed shotgun. It really ushered in the boon of over-under shotguns here in America. Again, this is a classic gun that you could either put in the gun case or you could take it out and hunt. It's really at a reasonable price point for any budget. So again, this is a 410 Superposed vent rib. Once again, they didn't make many 410s in the Superposed, so a very hard to find gun, but again, reasonably priced to get you started on your sub-gauge collection. Next up, we have a classic American Parker side-by-side shotgun. Now this is a DHE grade 28 gauge. The DHE is one of my favorite models of the Parker. Just has a nice level of engraving, but nothing too crazy. And again, we got a 28 gauge. Parker did not make many sub-gauge stuff. At the time when Parker was in their heyday, again, everybody was shooting 12s. If they wanted a smaller gun, typically they were going to order a 20 gauge. Obviously, the performance of shot shells at that time period and the availability of shot shells was not what it is today. So again, you see very, very few sub-gauge Parker Brothers shotguns. But we've got one here. It's in beautiful, beautiful original condition. And again, this is another opportunity. You want to have a gun that you can put in the gun case, but also go out and shoot quail with. That's it right there. It's an absolutely classic American side-by-side sub-gauge shotgun. Next, we're going to go to a classic American pump gun. This is a Winchester Model 42. Many people, if they did have a sub-gauge growing up, it probably was a Model 42, relatively inexpensive at the time. This one's a little bit more dialed up. As you can see, it's all factory engraved. Now, this is a very rare configuration Model 42. We've got the donut post vent rib, obviously the factory engraving, the deluxe wood. This isn't your grandpa's Model 42, but it certainly harkens back to those days of the classic American 410 pump gun. But again, it's your opportunity to have something you could put in the gun case. You could also go out and hunt with it if you'd like. This just, again, it's just showing the depth of the different sub gauges that we have. We've got a pump gun, we had a side-by-side, we got an over-under. Next, we're gonna go to an absolutely stunning Italian manufactured side-by-side Sidelock 28 gauge shotgun. This was manufactured by Ennis, a very well-known manufacturer right in the gun-making heart of Italy. As you can see, it's custom engraved by an Italian master engraver, Ferrante. The Italian Italians are some of the best in the world at fine gun engraving, and this is certainly an example of that. Once again, this is a gun that you could put in the gun case. It looks absolutely beautiful, or you could take it out and hunt with it. And then lastly on this table here, we've got a Remington model 1148 F grade. I always love these guns. I think the engraving on these is magnificent, especially for American engraving. Here you see with the F grade, you have a whole game scene engraving on it. I just think they're really beautifully done. Again, you've got an 1148, which many people grew up hunting with, but this is at a different level when it comes to the F grades, the quality of the wood, the quality of the engraving. But again, this one's a sub gauge. We see them come through in 12 gauge, 20 gauges much more often. This one is a very hard to find gun in exceptional condition. So again, we've got just on this table here, as you see, we've got a Belgian over under, we've got an American side by side, we've got an American pump gun, we've got an Italian side by side, we've got another American autoloader. It runs the gamut in this auction when it comes to sub gauge shotguns. It really is an opportunity for somebody that's looking to get into their first sub gauge or their 100th sub gauge. This is an opportunity here at our December premiere auction. And now we're going to get to the creme de la creme of our sub gauge offerings and this December premiere sale. When we start talking about English best quality over under shotguns, the pinnacle of fine gun making. First up, we have the first ever 410 Boss over under shotgun that they ever manufactured. And how do we know that? They inscribed it right on the barrel. At the bottom of the barrel, it just says the first 410 ever built. As we mentioned before, the demand for 410s at this time or any sub gauges was minimal. However, the chairman of Coca-Cola at the time decided that he wanted to have one built, so he commissioned this to be built, and Boss agreed to do it. Now, you got to imagine that they would have had to engineer everything specifically for this 410. I mean, as you can see, it's dainty. They would have had to engineer a specific action, side locks, barrels, obviously everything for this gun. So it's the first one ever built. It's magnificent. Condition is there. It's a really cool piece of shotgun history, of Boss history. Boss being one of the best manufacturers in the world, only making best quality guns, and this obviously is no exception. So just has a lot of things going for it, and a very cool piece that we have in this December premiere auction. After that, we go to Purdey's. We've got a trio of Purdey. These are trigger plate guns. So these are our more modern manufactured guns. Purdey started making these trigger plate guns where basically the action is on the trigger plate here. You can take that out for easy cleaning. Now this is a very simple design, but obviously it's Purdey manufactured, so it's at the absolute top of quality gun making. So beautifully figured walnut, very detailed hand checkering on the grip, classic English rose and scroll engraving throughout the action, and even the quality of the bluing or blacking, as they call it, on the barrels. It's just second to none. Just the quality, you can see the quality in it. So once again, this is a trio of Purdey trigger plate shotguns, all three of them in 28 gauge. And this would have been ordered brand new as the trio. And really you have to look at this as an opportunity. If you were to order these guns new today from Purdey, you're looking at several years for the completion of the trio. However, you can buy them in our December premiere auction and take them home with you. Again, this is an opportunity. And really, like I said, this whole auction is an opportunity if you are a sub gauge fan or wanting to buy your first sub gauge. It runs the gamut. As I've already mentioned, we've got pump guns, we've got auto loaders, we've got over-unders, we've got side-by-sides, we've got stuff from England, Italy, Belgium, France, Germany, America. It really runs the gamut on if you're looking for a sub gauge, we probably have it in this December premiere auction. So I would encourage you to go to our website, www.rockislandauction.com. Check out the catalog for all the sub gauges on there. You can actually search by gauge what you're looking for, pull up all the 28 gauges, pull up all the 410s, or I would encourage you to go through the entire catalog because there's probably something in there that you'd be interested in. Once again, it's our December premiere auction. It's on December 6th, 7th, and 8th with the full day preview on December 5th. We hope to see you there.